Boom! At the open, all-time high for the S&P 500.
It's your boy Jimmy.
Now, what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil, doesn't make up half.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning, I wanna turn on this. Becky quick. While the average man looking at it's sad like she fine as I'm over here looking at tails and whips like bicep. I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want a stop pick. I know that booty got dry, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's and pushing hot strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounce. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thumb, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, open up some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL, making profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, she pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. And I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon get it in, make profits. Light up, watching them make profits. While I'm still in my same making profits. They used to watch me move them packs. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETF. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? Hey, make profits. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing? Hey, make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? Hey, make profits. That TTG money gang. Hey, making profits. We some snipers.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Boys and girls, how are you all doing here today? What's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream, folks. My name is Michael Edward, former award-winning hedge fund trader, but now the co-founder and head trader of True Trading Group. And if you guys still have not heard by now, TTG is the fastest growing, highest rated premium online educational platform that is available to the retail trader and investor today. If you are ready to learn trading profit for real, you've come to the right place. Take a moment, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, share this stream on your own social media. We do these 6 days a week, Sunday through Friday, where myself, other professional TTG trading moderators, and special guests will drop golden nuggets, give you free lessons, analysis, and trade ideas that can help you guys become better traders immediately. So like I said, smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, turn on your notifications. You never want to miss out on anything that we have to say. But why should you listen to anything that we have to say? Well, folks, I didn't figure this stuff out on my own. Okay. I've been doing this now for about 17 years, began my career working at the hedge fund in New York City. It was my first job out of college. Then 2008 happened. And then that was the Great Recession and the stock market crashed, but also the same year that I went on to receive one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Now, today I'm the co-founder and head trader of True Trading Group. And along with my team of 9 other professional trading mods, we've helped thousands of people from all over the world, from all walks of life, from all experience levels, to help them to learn, trade, and profit consistently. We are the fastest growing and highest rated online community because we combine university level trading and investing courses with premium stock market trading and investing tools. We do workshops and provide mentorship for stocks, options, crypto futures, for all styles of trading, day trading, swing trading, and yes, also even long-term investing. You see, we take that university level curriculum and we combine it with today's top stock market tools that are worth well over $5,000 a year. Okay, if you were to go to these companies directly to pay for these tools, which you should, because successful traders use these tools, it gives them more information, it allows them to make better decisions, but they're expensive. It would cost you about $5,000 a year. Benzinga, Quote Media, trade ideas, dark pool data, unusual options activity, options flow, analyst ratings, short data, insider buying, insider selling, right? Quote Media, Trading View, the trade idea scanner, a simulator. All that stuff costs money, right? It's going to cost you about $5,000 if you were to go pay for it on your own. We know that. We spent years as a company building relationships with those companies I just mentioned so we can put their products on our platform without you having to pay for them. That saves you guys right there $5,000 easily. We also give you access to the 10,500 members of True Trading Group, the most educated, helpful, supportive, and successful community of traders that you are going to find. And of course, you'll get all of the real-time trade alerts from myself and the other TTG mods that have been able to maintain a cumulative win rate amongst all of us, amongst all of our transactions of just around 80% now going on the last 2 years. So again, if you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe, smash that like button, turn on your notifications. Don't ever miss out on anything it is that we have to share with you guys here today. All right. So guys, we're getting into the final trading days of the year. We're coming up on the Christmas holiday. And we are coming up to just the final trading days of the year. And the Santa Claus rally that a lot of people were looking for, including myself, I thought we were going to have a Santa Claus rally because I thought the CPI numbers would come in lighter than expected, right? And I thought that would mean the Fed would then move their Fed funds target rate actually slightly lower than where it was 2 months prior before the inflation numbers came in light. You got the lighter than expected inflation numbers, but then the Fed actually raised the Fed funds target rate, and that wiped out the Santa Claus rally. And I'll actually pull my charts up for you guys, and I'll just go along with you here while we are doing this so you guys can see exactly what I'm referring to. You got your lighter than expected CPI number. You got it once, you got it twice, and you were set up for that Santa Claus rally. But then Jerome Powell and company crushed it by being excessively hawkish, moving their Fed funds target rate to the upside. And you've got really clean downside over the last couple of days. There's some people out there that I see that are still talking about a Santa Claus rally. And for me, I don't feel, I mean, for me, you can't have a Santa Claus rally if the month of December is red. Okay. You can't have a Santa Claus rally if the month of December is red. And in order for us to be green, you got to get to this level. Okay. That's where November 30th, that was the closing date of November 30th. And as you guys can see, it's going to be impossible for us to get ourselves all the way back up to this level to finish a green month of December. So even if you do get a move higher in the next couple of days going into the final week of the year in between Christmas and New Year's, yeah, sure. Can you get a little bit of a bounce? Yes. But would I consider that a Santa Claus rally? I personally would not, because you'd still be sitting on a red month of December. And that red month of December is where the problem lies. Right. And that's why I don't think that you're going to be seeing what I would consider at least a Santa Claus rally. But I do see some people on CNBC talking about, we maybe bounce into the end of the year. And sure, you can bounce into the end of the year. You can probably get back up to 390 or 391. Yeah, sure, you can do that. But I still would not consider that a Santa Claus rally. Right? I still would not. So you do have a couple of earnings that are out here after the bell. Nike is absolutely on fire. Nike, absolutely on fire here after the close. After Nike reported earnings, and honestly, it's like everything that happened with Kanye West and the Yeezy brand with Adidas, it looks like, that's really going to be benefiting Nike here. And the Nike actually doing revenue over $13 billion for the quarter. Guess what? Last year, the exact same quarter, just over 11 billion. So when you want to look at the strength of the consumer and if the consumer is buying this quarter, almost 2 billion, about 1.5 to 2 billion higher in revenue for the quarter for Nike. And maybe a lot of that was, people kind of leaving the Yeezy and the Adidas brand and then coming over and spending the money that would have gone there and then spending it over here with Nike. And you're getting just a massive blast to the upside. The stock is up 12%. That's a huge move for a stock like Nike. But on the flip side to that, we've got a stock like Tesla that is just being taken out behind the woodshed. And you know what, as Mr. Wonderful would like to say. And that is just an unbelievable sell-off here for Tesla. It seems like the worst thing that Elon Musk could have done for himself was go through all of this chaos with Twitter, because it is now affecting his net worth in a massive way as Tesla continues to downside. And the thing I want you to notice about Tesla is the volume that is coming through on the selling pressure that you've been experiencing over the last week and a half. The selling pressure on this is just unbelievable. Okay. Just unbelievable selling pressure. Okay. Unbelievable selling pressure to the downside there for Tesla. 138 now. As that stock continues to downside. So we're going to be talking about everything here with Tesla. We're going to talk about everything with Nike. We're going to talk about everything with the Grinch stealing Christmas, the Grinch being Mr. Jerome Powell himself. Japan also coming through with some unexpected action today, right? Japan coming through with some unexpected action today. Well, actually, while we were sleeping. And that had an impact on markets as well. So we're going to talk about all of that stuff here today. We're going to talk about all of it, but I want to just touch upon a couple of things. I want to just kind of set the tone for people, because we've been seeing, and I've been, seeing a lot of people on social media in a lot of different areas of, whether it's Twitter or Facebook. You guys want to follow me on Twitter, go ahead and follow me. My Twitter handle is @MikeEdward_TTG. Again, that is @MikeEdward_TTG. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, I'm always posting trade ideas and market commentary for you guys on Twitter. So you guys can go ahead and give me a follow there. But you see, a lot of people now are talking about after what the Fed did, and if the Fed goes through with what it is that they're planning to do, and what the bond market's telling you, people are gearing up for a recession in 2023. And I'm also in that camp. I do believe we're going to have a recession in 2023. I just don't believe it's going to be something like you saw in 2008, like people that are calling for the end of the world, bread lines and soup kitchens. That I do not believe is something that we are going to see. I believe the labor market's far too tight. The labor market's actually far too strong for us to get to a point where you're going to see 9 to 10% unemployment, which is what you saw during all of our severe recessions, when you go back throughout time and throughout history. Here's a fun fact for all of you actually that are watching this live stream. When people want to lean on the end of the world narrative, I want to give you a fun fact. This is a fun fact. I want you actually to write this down. The next time that you get scared, I want you to read this statistic. Of the last 21 years. There have been 21 years where the stock market's been red. Of those last 21 years, okay, when you have been red as much as you are red here for us this year, this is the worst year in the stock market since 2008. Okay, so this is the worst year in the S&P since 2008. Fun fact, of the 21 times that we have been red, you've only had 3 of those 21 times where the market was red again the following year. Let me say that again to put things into perspective for you. Of the 21 years that the market was red, you've only been red again for a second consecutive year 3 times. Of those 3 times, they were severe recessions. So basically, based on those historical statistics, if you place any value on historical statistics, which I do, there's a 9% likelihood that next year the S&P 500 finishes the year on December 31st of 2023 lower than where it's going to close on December 31st of 2022. That is a fun fact that I want to put out there for all of you because I want to prepare you for next year. I want to prepare you to control your emotions because the fear mongers are going to come out next year heavy. People are going to try to put out as much ridiculously insane content as they possibly could because they know that fear is the strongest emotion to play off of in order to capture people's attentions. The news headlines of the stock market going down 80%. News headlines of never mind recession, here comes a depression. Those type of headlines are the headlines that get people's attention. It's those video titles that get you to click on YouTube. It is those article headlines, those article titles that get you to click while you're searching through, Google or Yahoo Finance. It is those news headlines that are going to make you click because fear is the easiest emotion for people to play off of to get someone's attention. The problem is that information is not information that's going to actually help you make better decisions. It's actually going to do the exact opposite and cause you to make the wrong decisions. Those that are prepared for what is about to transpire next year, those that are able to control their emotions and block out all of the noise and focus on the fundamentals and the technicals and focus on reality and focus on the probabilities, not the end of the world scenarios, because the end of the world only happens once. So if it only happens once, I'm sure as hell I'm not going to bet on the end of the world happening, because if it actually does become the end of the world, then guess what? My money's worthless anyway, so I really don't need it. Rather, I need to learn how to make a fire with sticks. Okay, that becomes now my long-term portfolio. Learning how to make fire with sticks would be my long-term portfolio if the world actually ends. So I'm never going to bet on the end of the world. It's the people that are able to keep a level head next year and recognize the opportunities that are going to be presented when other people are panic selling because they are falling victim to the fear mongering that is about to take place. You've seen this year. This should not be new to you. There's a lot of people that don't give a damn about whether you make money or not, but there's a lot of people that all they care about is how they make money, and they make money by getting your attention, whether it's your views or if it's you clicking on an article or clicking on a YouTube video. That's how they make money. So they're going to put out content that's going to get your attention. Whether or not the information or the content that they're putting out is actually actionable information that can help you make better decisions is a whole nother story. Which is why I always suggest, whether you get your information or your analysis from me or True Trading Group or not, for somebody else, doesn't matter. Just make sure you understand what the background is of the person that is giving you this information. What is it? Are they a professional? Do they actually know what they're talking about? And what is their motive? How does that person make money? If you have someone that's putting out a video that says 80% drop in the S&P coming, here's my book on how to survive a stock market crash. Okay. You really have to think of it that way. Do not fall victim to it next year. A lot of people fell victim to it this year. They got run over in November. A lot of people in September and October, when the markets were crashing to the downside, a lot of people here in September and October, this is when you got a lot of the end of the world scenario headlines came out. This is when like Credit Suisse was going to go bankrupt, Lehman Brothers moment, right? This is going to be 2008. The market's going to go, that's when you got all that. Oh, emergency Fed meeting. That's when all that stuff happened, right? So in that September, October timeframe, while the stock market was crashing. And a lot of people, and I know it because you actually saw retail investors in September and October, retail investors for the first time all year actually became net sellers. Really? You waited until, not you specifically, but retail investors as a whole waited until the low of the year to actually become net sellers. And then you actually saw retail investors that were overly weighted in puts than they were compared to calls. And what happened to all those retail investors? They got run over in October and November. Absolutely run over. Why? Because they fell victim to the world is ending scenarios that everybody was putting out in the end of September, beginning of October. And it turned out to be the exact opposite of what you should have done. The market's actually moved to the upside. Now, first half of next year, I think the market's going to move to the downside again. I've been very vocal about that. Okay. I have a specific target on the S&P that I have in mind. I've got specific stocks that are on my shopping list in my long-term portfolio that I'm going to buy in the second half of next year. If I'm right on what I think the market does, I'll be deploying that capital in the second quarter in stocks that I believe are going to be the next wave of unicorns. That's what next year is going to be about. That's what you need to focus on. Do not focus on, oh, it's going to be a recession. The hell with the recession. Who cares? It's not going to be like 2008 and 2009. Everybody hears recession. They automatically think the worst of the worst because they think of 2008. That's the last recession we've ever had. It's also the worst recession that we've ever had. Every recession is not 2008. The average decline in the S&P on an average recession is between 30 and 35%. You don't have to go down 55% every single time there's a recession. You've actually only had that severe of a decline in the most severe recessions in history. I don't think you're going to have the most severe recession in history. Okay. I don't think you're going to have the most severe recession in history. Coming up here in 2023 when everybody is expecting it. Recessions are something that sneak up on people. Okay. Nobody was really prepared for 2008 and the collapse of the housing crisis. Okay. I don't think you're going to see something like that. I just don't. What is the difference between a recession and a depression? The effects of a depression are so much more severe where there is just complete widespread unemployment. Like unemployment where you're not looking at, you're not looking at 6, 7, 8% unemployment. You're looking at, 15, 16, 17, 18% unemployment. It's far more severe of a downtrend, like in a cycle of business. Like recessions will be shorter time frames. Depressions last longer. A recession is just a contraction of economic growth, where economic growth actually goes negative. But it's actually for a short period of time. Depressions are much more severe and they last much, much longer. Now, I don't think you're ever going to have, I don't think you're going to have a depression really ever again because of all the tools that are now in place with the formation of the Federal Reserve and central banks and the tools that they have at their disposal to jumpstart an economy. You didn't have that when you had the Great Depression. You didn't have that structure in the financial system. And I just don't think that you're going to see that again. I just don't think you're going to see that again. If either happened, why is this a good thing for people in the stock market? Timothy Westerlund, first of all, you're not going to have a depression. So just get that word out of your head. Okay. Anybody that's putting out content that says we're going to have a depression, I just think they're doing such a disservice to people that they should never put out a single piece of content ever again. That's number one. Number two, if you have a recession next year, I'll explain to you why recessions are a good thing for people that have a clear head. And I'm being dead serious. This isn't just, I'm being dead serious. I'm actually excited for next year. And members of True Trading Group are excited for next year. I'll prove it to you. Guys, if you're a member of True Trading Group, just tell me, are you excited or scared? for next year? If we have are you excited or are you scared? Just type either one of those two words, excited, scared. You answer that question for Timothy, because Timothy, it sounds like you're probably nervous about what's going to be happening next year for the stock market. Recessions are good things for people that are looking to build long-term portfolios. Let me explain to you why. Because economic cycles and the stock market alike go through cycles where you go through periods of bull market and expansion and growth, and then you go through periods of contraction and valuation resets. You just experienced one of the longest bull market runs in history, from 2008 all the way up until you got to the COVID crash of 2020. Okay? That was a massive growth period of economic expansion and multiple expansion in the stock market. Massive growth. Valuations got completely out of control in 2021. They got to unrealistic levels that are not sustainable, that are not real. When you have a company like Rivian trading at $140, you have a company, like Robinhood that was trading at $70, a company like Zoom Video that was trading at $550, a company like Peloton that was trading at $160. Like when you go back and you look at all these stocks and what happened, the valuations obviously did not make any sense. They were not supported. You look at where these stock prices are at now. I mean, come on. You're telling me Peloton should have been at $160? The stock's at $10. You're telling me Palantir should have been at $40? It's at $6. Rivian deserved to be at $160. It's at $21. GameStop deserved to be at $110 post split. It's at $20. Right? Like these stocks did not deserve the valuations that they had. You tell me NIO, a company that does not generate any profit, you're talking about it deserved to be at $60. It's at $11. Those valuations that were created in 2021 because of the unlimited amount of stimulus and free money that was out there, with interest rates being zero and everybody getting free stimulus checks, was not sustainable. That's why at the end of 2021, I told everybody I was selling in my long-term portfolio. Literally the first time in 10 years that I sold in my long-term portfolio. Okay, September and October, within this window, that is when I sold. Guys, answer the poll in chat right now. Actually, if you guys, we just sent out a poll in the YouTube chat. Answer that poll. Right there inside of this circle, that's where I sold out of my long-term portfolio because the valuations just did not make any sense whatsoever, and I expected a crash here this year. So I raised a ton of cash last year by selling for the first time in 10 years in my long-term portfolio. I've just added to my long-term portfolio every single year since I was in my early 20s. I am now 37. This is the first time last year that I actually liquidated positions in my long-term portfolio. But the JP Morgan Wealth Management couldn't believe it because that's where I have the bulk of my long-term portfolios. I never really executed sales. It's like, I was always just adding. But the point being, when you have recessions, okay, and you don't have recessions often, you can go back and look at the frequency of recessions. You don't have recessions very often. But what recessions do in the stock market is they reset valuations to depressed levels. They reset valuations where they overshoot to the downside. In a bull market, like what you saw in 2021, valuations are trading at a premium. They're way above the reality book value of that company. And they're way above a traditional growth trajectory of that company. Way above. What happens in a recession is that the valuations of those companies get reset back, and it always overshoots. Valuations for stocks will, in the business and the stock cycles, the economic cycles, will always overshoot. They overshoot to the upside. That was 2021. Then they overshoot to the downside when you have a recession. That's going to be 2023. The valuations are actually still high. You're still looking at earnings estimates of around 17 times on the S&P. That's still too high. You've only had 3 times in history where S&P earnings estimates were actually over 18. We're still at 17. That number's got to come down to like 13 or 14. Okay. And once you come down to like 13 or 14 on the S&P and those valuations reset, now you are getting not just fair book value valuations on these companies, you're getting discounts to fair book. You're getting discounts to fair book. That is when you want to be investing, when you're getting discounts to the true valuations based on regular growth trajectories. That's when you want to be an investor. That's when wealth is generated. What about our jobs? The Fed is gunning for our jobs to control inflation. How can we feel good about spending money in the market now? with that over our head. Listen, Hank Hill, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. The unemployment rate is going to go up, but it's not going to go up, in my opinion, to a level that is going to be like what you saw in 2009, where the unemployment rate was 9.5%. Unemployment right now is 3.7. Okay, unemployment right now is 3.7. Now, many of you may not know this, but the average unemployment rate over the last 30 years, 5.2. 5.2 is the average unemployment rate over the last 30 years. Here's another fun fact. A lot of people consider a recession when you have the negative GDP growth and an increase in unemployment by 1%, by 1 percentage point. If you go from a 3.7% unemployment rate to a 4.7% unemployment rate and have negative GDP growth over the next consecutive quarters, then economists will label that a recession. 4.7% unemployment is still below the 30-year average of 5.2. Now, I believe that the unemployment rate will pass the 4.7, but still at 5.2, that's the 30-year average unemployment rate. I think that the labor market is far too strong and still so out of balance. There's still 4 million open jobs, 4 million more open jobs than there are people unemployed looking for a job. 4 million. Now, I believe those numbers will begin to soften after the holidays. After the holidays, you always see a decrease in job openings and an increase in unemployment because of all the part-time help that is hired for the holidays. It's always happened. Even in market growth and expansion, you've seen an uptick in unemployment and a decrease in job openings in January coming out of the holiday season. You're going to see that again this year or next year, right? You're going to see that again. The labor market is going to soften. And yes, you're right. Jerome Powell and the Fed, they want the labor market to soften because the labor market is out of balance. An out of balance labor market, although you may think a 3.7% unemployment rate is a good thing, and it is a good thing because everybody has a job. Everybody is employed, right? That is a good thing. But it's a bad thing when there's such an imbalance of job openings with job seekers. That's a bad thing because that is where labor shortages come into play, and that's where wage inflation comes into play, and you have a whole other issue of productivity and everything else. Okay, so that is an issue. So Jerome Powell he's not gunning for your jobs. He wants to level off the employment and the labor market, and that's why the labor market will soften next year. Unemployment will go up. Just be prepared for it. But the beauty of this is, okay, yes, will some people lose their job? Yes, some people will lose their job. But you have several months in advance warning. When COVID hit, nobody had a warning. When COVID hit, nobody was given a warning that they're about to lose their job. They're about to lose their income. Nobody knew that that was going to happen. You went from the sun is shining to all of a sudden you're fired overnight. Your business is thriving. Now your business is forced to close. Your revenue went from X to now 0. Nobody had any warning. Here we all are now today, still with 3.7% unemployment, still 4 million job openings for people that are looking for a job. Okay. Still a labor market that's holding up. And everybody knows we're going to have a recession next year. You weren't that lucky in 2020. So what are you going to do about it is the question that you really have to ask yourself. A lot of people are on this live stream right now because that's exactly why you're here. You're worried about what's going to happen next year. You're worried, well, what if I lose my job? I better try to find ways that I can supplement my income in case I do lose my job. Well, guess what? When people like to talk about recession-proof jobs, if you are able to consistently make money in the stock market, that's as recession-proof as it gets. Because whether or not you are in a recession or a raging bull market, guess what? The stock market's open. And just like you can make money on the way up, you can just as easily, if not easier, make money on the way down because stocks go down faster than they go up. Volatility is a trader's best friend. Volatility equals bigger moves in individual stocks. Bigger moves in individual stocks equals bigger percentage move opportunities for individual stocks as traders where you can actually catch more profit. Now, with that bigger move also comes bigger risk. You can also lose more money. That's where risk management really comes to play, and actually knowing what you're doing and not just YOLOing and just throwing crap against the wall, hope that it sticks, blindfold yourself and throw a dartboard and throw a dart at a dartboard to hope it works out. Yeah, that worked in 2021. You could have put 20 stocks on a board, closed your eyes, just threw a dart, whatever one it landed on, just buy it, and that stock would have went up. I hear you and I respect you, but how many people in TTG actually do this full time? Can't be that many. Hank, you'd be surprised, brother. I'll show you right now. Hank, I love when you ask these questions because I'm not the person to ask. I'm going to ask members themselves. There's a lot of members that are on this live stream right now. Members of True Trading Group, type the number 1 in chat right now if you are now full-time traders because of True Trading Group. If you are now a full-time trader, again, if you are a full-time trader and as a member of True Trading Group, type the number 1 in chat right now. Hank, and anybody else that's on this live stream right now that might be wondering, is it actually possible? My advice is to pay attention to how many people are typing the number 1 inside chat right now. All of these people that are typing the number 1 in chat, they are full-time traders now. They do not care what happens next year because nobody can take their income away from them. And that is one of the greatest feelings that you will ever experience in your entire life, knowing that your livelihood and your family's livelihood has absolutely nothing to do with anybody else's decisions aside from your own. Now, is this easy? Are you going to join True Trading Group and just become a full-time trader 30 days later? No. But is it impossible? Also no. You can just see how many people are typing the number 1 in chat right now. These people are not smarter than you. They don't have more time than you. Well, now they have more time than you because they made the transition to become full-time traders. But prior to that, they worked regular full-time jobs just like you do. They didn't start with hundreds of thousands of dollars. But yet now here they are saying that they're full-time traders. Is it easy? Are you just going to snap your fingers and just magically start making millions of dollars? No. But is it possible? You bet your freaking ass it is. So if you're one of the people that are worried about what's going to happen next year, now is the time to do something about it. Not April when you get laid off. If you're worried about next year, the time for you to act is right now. My entire game plan for 2023, and this is exactly what I'm preparing all of my members of True Trading Group for, is let's make money on the way down, okay? Let's make money on the way down by shorting stocks, by buying put options. And then when the dust settles, we're going to take the income that was generated from the active trading, both day trading and swing trading, and we're going to roll it into our long-term portfolio at the depressed discounted valuations that a recession causes. And then we sit back with our feet up on our desk for the next 3, 5, 7 years and watch that money grow and roll over all the dividend payments, roll them back into our portfolio and watch that money grow. That, my friends, is how wealth is generated. You buy low and sell high. You don't buy high and hope that you sell higher. That's what people did in 2021. It didn't work. You saw what has happened this year. And you're going to see more of that next year for the first half. Because if I'm correct, I think the markets sell off in the first half, bottom in the middle of the year, and then bounce back at the end of the year. And it's not just the full-time traders that are making money in True Trading Group. We have 10,500 members in True Trading Group from all over the world. Yes, many of them have made the jump to become full-time traders. You saw that right now. But there's a lot of other people here that are in True Trading Group that are also making money, and they do have full-time jobs, and I'll show you that as well. Members of True Trading Group. Now, real quickly, let's type the $ if you're making money in True Trading Group. If you guys are making money and you're becoming better traders, now just type the $. Now, this goes for everybody. Whether you work a full-time job or you don't, I want you guys to type the $ in chat right now. And this can show you, these are members of TTG, that now they do have full-time jobs. And now they're going to tell you if they're making money or not. Just try to count how many $ that you see. Is this game easy? No. Is it impossible? Also no. The reason why you hear that so many traders fail, it's because they have no idea what they're doing. They just open up an account. They just start buying a bunch of options. They just start buying. Yes, way to go, Tony. Great job, man. 312% gain today on my own trade idea. That's absolutely incredible. That's amazing. Congratulations. Congratulations. So many people fail because they have no idea what they're doing. I would fail at any profession if you just threw me in without any training. You didn't tell me what to do. You were just like, here, start. I would fail. You would all fail. If I just became an IT professional tomorrow and I just showed up and they're just like, here, go fix this, I would completely fail. If I just showed up at a construction site and they're like, Mike, hop in the bulldozer, move this rock, I'm going to fail. If I just showed up at the fire department one day and we had to go get a kitten out of a tree, I'm going to fail at doing that. I don't know what I'm doing. I need somebody to show me how to do it the right way. I'm going to fail. Any profession you give me, I'm going to fail. The same thing is true with the stock market, but a lot of people think the stock market's some get-rich-quick scheme. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a skill. Every single person on this live stream right now, you all have skill sets. You have skill sets that I don't have. I have skill sets that you don't have. And that's the difference between you and I as people. But that doesn't mean that I can't learn your skill set if you show me how. Whatever you do for a living, are you confident you can show me how to do that? Serious question. Whatever you do for a living, do you think you're good enough at your job that you can show me how to do it? If that answer is yes, then why is it any different from me showing you how to do mine? Ask yourself that question. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. But the problem is you have a lot of companies out there. You have a lot of groups. You have a lot of programs. You have a lot of services that try to sell you on 10 minutes a day and you'll make $1,000. Follow this one simple strategy. It's BS. They try to they're preying on your desire for fast, easy money. Everybody loves that fast, easy money. Nobody wants to believe that they actually have to learn a skill if you want to succeed at it. But you all have a chance right now if you're worried about that next year. Start now. Get the head start. Get the jump on next year. So if your boss comes to you one day and says, hey, Jim, you mind come seeing me today? And you walk in, they go, Jim, I'm sorry, man. We're cutting back costs. You've been a great employee. I wish you the best. Here's your severance package. You can say, you know what, Bill? Go F yourself and not have to worry about how you're going to pay the mortgage, how you're going to put food on the table. Get the head start. That's not the time to learn. Next year is not the time to learn. The time to learn is right now. Every single person here that struggled during COVID, I know there's many of you. Now, COVID was a real effed up thing. A lot of people excelled because of COVID, and it actually helped their business, and it absolutely decimated others. If you are one of the people that were decimated during COVID, would you think you would have done better if 6 months before COVID hit, somebody told you your business was going to be closed? Somebody told you that you were going to be laid off or furloughed? If somebody told you 6 months ahead of time, do you think you could have managed that situation better and have not had such a difficult time? That's right now. It's there for you. It is literally there for you. You just have to make a decision. And I know that people are really worried about next year. I really do. I get it. I know people are worried about next year. I'm not oblivious. I'm not stupid. I'm not, ignorant to the fact that people are worried about losing their job. Of course, I'm not oblivious to that. But what a lot of people that are on this live stream are oblivious to is the very realistic possibility of you being able to become successful at this. Would you show me how to do your job? And again, I didn't figure this stuff out on my own. Been doing this for 17 years. Started at a hedge fund in New York. Went through a 3-month education training program while I worked there before they let me touch their money. That's how I learned. Been watching you for a while. You are the only one on YouTube that tells it straight. I'm signing tonight. This is my Christmas gift to myself. Walter Allen, man, I'm so happy to hear that. I mean, listen, I appreciate you saying that. I'm the only one that tells it straight because guys, you have to realize, listen, True Trading Group is a business. We have 28 employees. Okay. I'm not going to try. I don't do this for charity, right? True Trading Group is a business, but you want it to be a business. You want us to be held accountable. You're paying for a service. It is our job to make sure that we provide that service to you and help you guys learn this and realize and reach your goals. I'm so happy that you're doing this for a Christmas gift yourself. We started True Trading Group to revolutionize this industry. This industry sucks. Every person that's on this live stream, you should be skeptical. I get that you are. I really, really get that you are. Hell, half of the members of True Trading Group were skeptical at first. I'll prove it to you. Literally, you're not alone. Trust me. You're like, oh, this freaking guy. Trust me, you're not alone. Members of True Trading Group, type the number 2 if at first you were skeptical of True Trading Group and now your only regret is that you didn't join sooner. Type the number 2. Now, anyone that's on this live stream that is skeptical, just watch how many people type the number 2. I promise you're not alone in that thought process. You should be skeptical because there's a lot of scam artists out there that claim to have some secret that nobody on Wall Street wants to know. None of the hedge fund managers know this secret. None of the billionaires in the stock market, nobody at Goldman Sachs knows this secret. But this person does. This person knows this secret. And them and their Lamborghini are going to teach you how this secret works. This secret strategy. It's BS. We started True Trading Group to revolutionize this industry, to get rid of that. And I will expose every single BS artist that I can possibly find because I want you guys to be able to actually learn the proper way to analyze the markets. Whether you day trade, swing trade, or if you're just looking for long-term investing, I believe strongly because I am a product of it. I believe that when people learn this skill, it can drastically change the course of their life for generations to come. Any chance we can get a little extra off? I know you were mentioning about 1,200 this morning. You know what, Walter, first, let me do this. Who's on the live stream right now? If you're not a member of True Trading Group, type the letters TTG. Just type the letters TTG if you're not a member of True Trading Group. Just literally type TTG real quick. Okay, type TTG if you're not a member of True Trading Group. I want to see who's on the live stream that's not a member. We got HTG, Pinge, Door Kicker, Roy, JK, King Art. We got Doc, Donovan, Kenneth, Silver Eagle. What's up, John, Chris, Mark, Robert Johnson. Mark L says, is there a book guide you recommend basic training? Yes, it's called True Trading Group. All right, guys, listen. Everyone, JS, Ron Diggity. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. Bull Saxton. Yes, he's back. You know what? Adam, you here? You want to come on real quick? Guys, Adam's my business partner and co-founder of True Trading Group. I know you guys may not, if you're not familiar with it.
I didn't want to come on, but I'm here. Hi.
Hi. Hey.
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 1 second. All right. I wasn't paying attention. Was there a lot of people that typed TTG?
Yeah. There were a lot of people that typed TTG.
All right, one more time. All right. So Mike and I came up with a solution for the new year. So for those that don't know, and this was something that we were going to talk about closer to the new year, but we can talk about it now real quickly. So stay where you're at. In the new year, the price of a True Trading Group membership is going to go back to normal, $2,212. What we are going to do to keep it within reach of people is that we are going to move to a 2-pay system. So that means that you will pay you'll pay about $1,100 or $1,200 to start, and then 6 months later you'd pay the balance. That is what is going to take place in the new year, so that it's still attainable for people. So it gives you a 6 month break in between what you pay to start and what you pay 6 months in the middle of the road. That is what we're going to do. And yes, we will have sales with that. But the down payment will always be the same, but maybe it's not $2,212 for a holiday. Maybe it goes from $2,212, maybe it goes down to $1,800, but the concept will still be the same. And that is what we are going to do moving into the new year. Okay. What we are going to do now is this. We really want as many people as we can to sign up between now and the end of the year. And we know that this works because we see it working with our members. We've had a record amount of trial members join in the last, in the last 2 weeks, something like 250 trial members join. We're on pace for 500 new annual members this month. The secret is like out.
Yeah.
It's crazy what happens when something speaks for itself and works. It's kind of nuts when that happens. And so here's what I'm willing to do. Mike and I. So yeah, the price was above 1,200 this morning. What I'm willing to do is, well, let me see one more time real quick. How many people on here right now that have been watching True Trading Group or hang on, let me see some. How many people on here right now, again, are not a True Trading Group member? Just type TTG in chat again one more time. If you're not a True Trading Group member and you want a really, really big discount to sign up and get involved with us, type TTG. Let's see. Okay, we got HTG, Chris Ike, DJ Jams 2014. Doesn't that sound like the most fun summer ever? Roy Vaknin. All right, cool. It's a good amount of people. So here's what I'm willing to do. Do we have any active True Trading Group trials in here right now? If you're a TTG trial member, can you just type the number 1 if you're a current TTG trial member right now? All right. So TTG trial members, I'm going to extend this to you as well. And then one last question. If you are a previous member of True Trading Group, type the number 1. If you're a previous member of True Trading Group, type the number 1. No, none of those on here. All right. All good. I was asking because Steve Fox, what's up, buddy? They're probably a little bit behind. Joris Boss, Mike M003, Chrissy Anderson. And I know that like some people like Chrissy, for example, she and I spoke, and I know that Chrissy's going to be signing up in January. I know that there's a lot of people here that they got the holidays coming up. It's a lot of money, but here's what we're going to do. No, it's okay, Mike. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to offer this till midnight, and then tomorrow I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to the 1,200, and even at the 1,200, it's worth it. We didn't really expect that many sales this week anyways, only because it's the, it's the week before Christmas. Everyone's Christmas shopping. So for us, this isn't the week that we were expecting a lot anyways. We know that next week will be, we'll be far more active. It just is every year. So 1,200 is a good price for that. But what I will do is till tonight at midnight. What do you think, Mike?
I mean, why don't we? I think maybe we would just give them the trial onboarding.
Oh yeah.
You know, because we just did that for trial members, so I feel like that's fair.
Okay. All right. So what we will do is we will do it for $1,000 even for tonight till midnight.
For the whole year, just one price. Next
One
year,
price for the whole year, and it will renew at that price next year. It will not go up even when our price goes up. For that, we will include, and Mike will go over everything you get, but we will also give you a free laptop when you sign up. So we are going to do that until midnight tonight. I feel like I should put a little bit of a limit on it.
I feel like we should put a limit on that.
Yeah, I feel like we should put a limit on that. Hate doing this stuff on the fly. All right, we'll do 15.
Yeah, we gave that as a special deal for the trial onboarding workshop we did yesterday for our trial members. So I feel like that's fair to offer to people here on the live stream.
Yep. All right, that's what we're gonna do. We will do 15 spots till midnight tonight, whichever happens first. And then Mike will go over everything you get right now and how to sign up. But how will I pay when I'm at work on site? I don't know. You're commenting in YouTube. So here's what we're gonna do. Mike, go over everything.
Yeah,
and then,
let me tell everybody what they're going to get and how they could sign up if they want this deal that we'll do for today. So if you guys want the $1,000 price point with the free laptop, you'll go to ttgoffer.com. That's ttgoffer.com. You'll enter the coupon code TTG121. You'll click apply code. You got it set, Adam. It'll drop to $1,000.
it should be, yeah, it's set. Joe's showing it right now. It's
okay,
set.
Perfect. It'll drop. The price will flash green. It'll drop to $1,000. You have to manually enter the code TTG121. Then click apply code. It'll drop to $1,000.
Yeah.
Okay. The first 15 people to do so will get the $1,000 price point and the free laptop. The laptop, it's free. We cover the shipping. We ship anywhere in the world. We have members. We have 10,500 members. They are all across the globe. We're represented on every single continent in like 100 different countries. You guys just have to enter the coupon code, press apply code. It'll drop to $1,000. And if you see a laptop in the checkout cart, that's how you know you're getting one. All right. It's going to be for the first 15 people. So if you go to ttgoffer.com, if you do not see a laptop in your checkout cart, that means 15 people have already signed up and you're not going to get the laptop, but you'll still get the $1,000 price point. Okay. Let's have a $1,000 price point, Adam, or just no laptop? Or after the 15, the price goes
no,
back.
it'll move back up to we had it at 1207 this morning.
Right. It was at 1207. Okay. So the first 15 people will get it at $1,000. If you go to ttgoffer.com and then when you enter TTG121 coupon code and click apply code, if the price says 1207, then that means you've already had 15 people sign up. Now, with that $1,000, let me explain to you what you're going to be getting because our membership is all inclusive. There's no upsells for courses. There are no upsells for tools. You'll get access to every course we have. You'll get access to every tool we have. When you join, you're getting access to the entire 22 course curriculum. Joe, maybe you can post a link in chat of the curriculum so members can actually see the list of all the courses they're going to get access to. But it's a simplified version of the 3-month educational training program that I received when I worked at the fund in New York. There's beginner courses, advanced courses, options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto, futures. It's all included. All right. There's no, you don't sign up, then all of a sudden there's another VIP.
Real quick. John Robinson says, I'm very tempted, but with my job, it's hard to be consistently on during trading hours. You don't need to be.
John, you don't need to be consistently on. The vast majority of members in your trading group, like I said, we have over 10,500 of them, do have full-time jobs. And we have a mobile app, John, that actually will let you listen to what's going on in chat and then receive real-time push notifications when moderators enter and exit trades right from your cell phone. You do not need to be sitting in front of your computer screen staring at charts all day long.
Nobody can. Nobody can.
No, I mean, only people that work from home or are full-time traders can sit in front of a computer screen all day long and stare at charts. Right?
Somebody says here using bigoted pictures for clicks, and they're referring to the they are referring to the
what a loser.
Well, hang on. Here's what I'd like to say. First of all, there's nothing bigoted about it. It's called satire and humor. There was nothing bigoted or out of place about that thumbnail this evening.
I hate the
please stop. Let me speak. Here, real quick. This is what they're referring to. It's a parody. It is satire. Okay. Also, John Robinson, real quick. There's a ton of members in True Trading Group that work construction.
Oh, John works construction?
Yeah.
Guys, TTG members, if you guys work construction, type the number 3 so John can see if there's other members that work construction. John, I just asked members if they work construction, type the number 3. You'll be fine, brother. There's a lot of members in TTG that work construction.
Yeah. Also, I just want to say to the person that was accusing me of being bigoted, I lost a lot of family in the Holocaust, in Dachau and in Auschwitz. And my kids go to a Jewish Hebrew school. I myself am Jewish, proudly Jewish. I respect all religions and all people and all points of view. I made this image. It is a parody. I thought it was hilarious. It's Elon Musk dressed as a rabbi with Tesla exploding. And you have the Twitter bird with a kippah and payas on the side. That's funny. That is a funny thing.
It's hilarious.
And
I don't want to waste any more time.
I was Hanukkah accurate because I put the candles in correctly.
Dude, I don't want to even give this person another second of our time.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
There's a lot of people on here that want to know about this membership that actually care about information.
Go for it.
So yes. So back to so guys, again, what you're going to be getting when you join, you get all the courses, but you're also going to get all of the tools that are included on the platform. So remember, we negotiated deals with Benzinga to put their Benzinga Pro live newsfeed on the platform. That would cost you over $1,000 if you went to Benzinga directly. That alone, you can get the entire membership for $1,000 right now. Go to Benzinga. It'll cost you over $1,000 for the year to have access to that. It's included with your membership. This is what we've done as a company to get these things for you guys on one platform so you don't have to pay for it. Otherwise, it'll cost you like $5,000. You also get Trading Views charts. That's like $600 a year. You get the Trade Ideas scanner. That's the industry standard scanner. You also get a simulator from ET&A. ET&A is the same simulator that's actually implemented in the finance courses at Cal State University, Fullerton, University of Wisconsin, Whitewater, Berkeley Haas, Illinois Tech, and a bunch of others. You get the exact same one. It costs just under $1,000 a year if you go to ET&A directly. It is included with your membership. When you join True Trading Group, you do not need to pay $1 more for any of these tools. They are all included in $1,000. You also get dark pool data, unusual options activity, options flow, a trading journal that tracks all your trades and breaks it down to the numbers and statistics for you. You get a social sentiment scanner that tells you what stocks are being mentioned most on social media. You get analyst ratings, insider buying, insider selling, dark pool data. Not dark. I said dark pool data already. Short data. Like what the short data is on stocks, all of this stuff is included. Now, if you were to pay for all those tools separately, $5,000 at least. You get all of it when you join True Trading Group today for the $1,000. and the free laptop. We cover the shipping. We ship anywhere in the world. You don't have to enter your address to get the laptop when you sign up. You're going to get a welcome email with instructions how to claim the free laptop. All right. And also, folks, I always put my money where my mouth is.
Did you tell me about the one-on-one?
Not yet.
Oh, do that first.
You guys are also getting a one-on-one mentor session with any one of the moderators that you choose at True Trading Group. This way we can get you started off on the right foot, get you started on the new year. You want to talk about your individual trading. You want to talk about your long-term portfolio, whatever you want to discuss. A one-on-one mentor session with myself or any one of the professional trading mods at True Trading Group is going to be included for that $1,000 membership fee as well. Like I said, guys, I want you to be excited for next year. I want you to be prepared and be ready for next year. Because if you make decisions with your emotions under control, it can set you up for years to come. I want you guys to be ready for this next year. Okay? Now, aside from the one-on-one, I put my money where my mouth is. Now, like I said, I believe strongly in the platform and the community that we have created. So much so that I'm willing to give a double your money back guarantee if you can't make the membership fee back. So here's how it works. It's actually quite simple. You have all year. You don't have like 30 days, like some impossible time frame to do all these things to get this money back guarantee. You have the entire length of your membership. Do it at your own pace, on your own time, on your own schedule. If you go through our courses, if you pass our quizzes, and you attend one study group, we do study groups every Thursday. I'm asking you to attend one. If you do those three things and are still unable to make the $1,000 membership fee, if you can't make that back at least once during the membership, I'll give you back $2,000. Dead serious. I will give you back $2,000 and you can keep the laptop. Now, we've only had to give that refund to 2.6% of our users since 2016. 78% of our members renew their membership. Based on those statistics, I can very confidently tell you that this has worked for thousands of people. But you have to be willing to put forth a little effort. And if you put forth an effort and utilize the platform you are subscribing to, go through the courses, pass the quizzes. And that's not the trick. You get the answer key to the quizzes, but don't cheat. You're only cheating yourself. You need to make sure that you know the material. You need to know what you don't know so you can ask me and the other moderators at your training group, hey, I don't understand this topic. Can you help me? Right? When we do a workshop or we do a study session on a specific topic, if that's a topic that you can't pass the quiz on, you get your butt inside that workshop and you learn about it. And you ask questions about it. You talk to other members. You talk to the moderators. You get the help that you need. So don't cheat. You're only cheating yourself if you do. But you do get the answer key for the quizzes. I'm telling you, go through the courses, pass the quizzes, attend one study group. If you can't make the $1,000 back at least once, I'll give you $2,000. That's the deal. This deal is available for the next 15 people that go to ttgoffer.com and enter the coupon code TTG121. You'll know you're getting a free laptop as long as you see one in the checkout cart. That's how you know you guys are getting one. You don't have to enter your address. You'll get a welcome email after you join with instructions how to claim the laptop. If you have any questions about this membership, 786-505-4049. Again, 786-505-4049. Send a text message to that phone number right now. If you have questions about the membership, about the money back guarantee, questions about the platform, questions about me, questions about Adam, questions about the thumbnail, send us a text message right now.
Don't send me a text message if you have a question about the thumbnail.
786-505-4049. Send us that text message right now, and we'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you guys have. All right. So there we have it.
All right. Coop. We got a bunch of people that signed up, so I'll start putting them on the screen. Maybe you want to do like a Q&A?
Well, let me touch upon
go into Tesla. Why don't we bring Jess on to go into Tesla for a bit?
Yeah, let me go on. Let me bring on.
There she is.
Oh, shocker! Yes, yes.
I'm telling my kids, shush.
You gotta be careful when you log on to the back end of these live streams. You never know when Adam's going to throw you on here.
I know.
You've always
Chaos
gotta
is
make-
happening
you always
over
gotta make sure
here.
you're ready. Always got to make so, ladies and gentlemen, for those that do not know, this woman right here underneath me is one of.
Oh, Jesus, really?
What?
Does James know about that?
Oh my God, Adam. I didn't even catch on at first.
I didn't get it either. I didn't get it either.
And why can't she be above you?
She could be, but right now on the screen, she's under me.
Oh, is that?
She's
that's
above
not
you.
This is how you put us.
Whoa, Jess.
Adam, you know what they say. Listen, you guys pull the strings.
Mike, you're an idiot.
Oh gosh. Okay, let's continue.
Yeah, let's continue. Guys, so listen, this is Jessica Woodard. She's one of the moderators at True Trading Group. Jess actually started out a couple years ago as a regular annual member of True Trading Group, went through the apprentice program, is now one of our full-time trading mods at True Trading Group. So she literally started off just like many of you, just as an annual member of True Trading Group, but is now a full-time trading mod. Let's talk about this Tesla situation, because this stock is getting unbelievably pulverized. And when we start to look back here, and we start to look back at levels of support for this stock, where can the bleeding on this stop? Guys, there's a gap that I see back in November of 2020 that is about to be filled. And as we go all the way back to November of 2020, there it is. There is this lonely gap from Monday, November 16th of 2020. And that gap fill, ladies and gentlemen, is right here in the mid to high 130s, which is exactly where Tesla just dropped to today.
I'm so mad about that too, because did you hear me on the mic today in chat?
I did not.
I was like, all right, guys, I'm looking for a bounce back to 144 because I'm going to short Tesla into the gap. And I'm looking,
yes.
And I'm
I did
looking
hear
for
that.
a gap fill. And it
went right to it. It went right to it. It never bounced back. I know. I wanted the same exact trade. So here's the 144. I'll actually go over this setup with you guys. This was a setup that Jess and I were actually looking at. We got to welcome Henry. Henry, welcome, the newest member of the group, folks. We're down to now 14 of those spots, 14 spots left. Everybody welcome Henry. Remember, go to ttgoffer.com, enter the code TTG121, click apply code. The price will drop to $1,000. You'll get the free laptop. The laptop, guys, use it to trade with, give it to your kid for school, sell it on eBay and put the few $100 back in your trading account, give it away to somebody for a holiday gift, whatever you want to do with it, it's yours. Okay, it's yours free when you guys join the TTG family. So there are 14 of those spots left.
Yeah, we were at 1207 this morning. We moved it to 1,000. We're going to move it back after these spots are done. And then in the new year, we're going to move to a 2-pay system.
Right. For 2023, we're going to have a 2-pay system where you'll pay $1,000 to sign up. And then 6 months later, you'll pay another $1,000. So it'll be a 2-pay system. It'll be $1,000 every 6 months. This offer today is $1,000 for the entire year.
And the renewal.
And the renewal. So that's actually big. So you guys, when your membership renews next, so if you sign up right now and your membership renews December 20th of next year, you'll only pay the $1,000 to renew your membership. Doesn't matter if our membership is $2,000 next year, $2,500, doesn't matter. You'll renew it at $1,000.
Also, is Chris Swaga on the stream by chance? No. Chris Swaga, type number 1 if you're on the screen, if you're on the live stream, Chris Swaga. I'm just interested to see if they're on the live stream.
That's such a cool name.
Yeah.
Schwaga.
He's about to run out of Schwaga though, because he's trying to sign up for the trial, for the third time. At Silly Swaga, trials for one time.
One time.
Well, yeah, I'll take you guys back over to this Tesla and the setup that Jess and I were actually both looking at this afternoon on Tesla to be short, and it was an entry right here. This would have been a short entry that we were looking for inside of this zone would have been the short entry. And the reason for that is because of this orange line you see on my screen. That's your VWAP indicator. And then you also have the initial morning lows. So there's your initial morning lows. You can see you broke the initial morning low. And when you broke the initial morning low, you will all see that you had a nice increase in volume when that low broke as well. We got to welcome Mark. Mark's the newest member of the group. Now we're down to 13. Guys, I think these spots are going to start to go pretty quick here. So I would jump on it. Go to ttgoffer.com, enter the coupon code TTG121, click apply code. Price drops to $1,000 and you get the free laptop. You get the one-on-one mentor session. You get your double your money back guarantee. Get yourselves ready, guys, for next year. The time is now, not next year.
Yeah, the 38.2 fib sits up there too, Mike.
Oh, I didn't even draw that out. Let me see. There it is. How perfect is that? Oh,
I know, and all of my one-on-one, I was like, it isn't going to bounce back, is it?
it's not going to do it. It's not going to do it. It's not going to give me the entry. Not going to do it. This is a textbook setup, though, folks. If you did get a bounce back in Tesla back into this zone, then that becomes a short entry for us. And then you would be short inside of this red box. And then you would look for us to then break back down underneath it. And then you look for Tesla to continue its move to the downside, which is exactly what happened there late in the day. You can see we just rolled it over, but you never bounce back up into that zone that we were looking for. And the reason why we were looking for that, this is a grade A setup. You guys can take this, for educational purposes. Initial morning low, you broke the initial morning low with an increase in volume. And then the 38.2 fib level lines up with it as well. VWAP lines up with it. And that's just a prime example where you have multiple indicators showing you resistance. And then you would bounce back into that. A bounce back into that zone would then give you an entry for the short. And then you look to roll it over. We got to welcome Jeffrey. Jeffrey, welcome to the family. Jeffrey, welcome to the TTG family. Everybody welcome Jeffrey, newest member of the group. We were now down to just 12 spots. Guys, remember, if you have any questions, send a text message to 786-505-4049.
Not only if you have a question, but if you're a previous member looking to come home, if you're an existing trial member and you want to use this, which you really should, then go ahead and send that that number a text. Okay.
It's crazy looking at the daily chart of Tesla because we shorted this in chat a couple days ago. And I was like, oh, Tesla will get a pretty decent bounce from this level. And Tesla just cannot catch a break. I'm so shocked it filled the gap today.
Me too. Me too. I honestly thought that you would have some type of a bounce prior to getting down into that zone. Mm-hmm. This thing has just been it's just been a liquidation. I mean, honestly, you look at the daily chart, you look at the volume that's been coming in here. Look at these volume bars on this sell-off. I mean, these are the heaviest volume bars the stock's had all year. You're talking 165 million, 180 million, 165 to 175 million shares. I mean, that's massive. This is the heaviest volume the stock's traded all year. Look, this is this year.
Once we broke that low, the yearly low, that's when the volume really picked up.
Insane. Really is insane. And now you have your gap fill. And you got to go all the way back to November of 2020 to see this gap right there. I'll circle it for you. There it is. There's the gap. I don't recall what happened on this day. Maybe it was earnings. Welcome, Jim. No, wait, this might have been when they announced they were going into the S&P 500, actually. That might have been that. I don't remember. I'll have to check on what that gap up was. But we got to welcome Jim. Jim's the newest member of the group. Everybody welcome Jim. 11 spots now remain. So, guys, remember, this offer of the $1,000 with the free laptop, with the one-on-one mentor session, and the double your money back guarantee, that is only available for the next 11 people. We were at 12:07 this morning. We're doing this just for here on the live. We'll be back at 12:07 afterwards. Go to ttgoffer.com, use the code TTG121, click apply code, and then you guys will be able to get this offer and get this deal. Okay? So there's that gap. And that gap has I mean, you haven't essentially completely filled it. Complete fill takes you all the way to 136, but we got pretty damn close, 137.50. Pretty damn close on filling that gap. And now maybe you'll start to bounce a little bit off of here. I mean, at some point, this thing is going to have to bounce. I'll tell you this. If Tesla gets down to the teens, then I'm just going to buy it for a swing trade, to be honest with you. Like, if you start seeing, if you see Tesla, let's say this sell-off continues, you know, I think it's starting to get a little oversold here, but let's say, who knows? Let's say you see the thing at 120, 119. You know, if that's the case, I think you got to start looking at things for the long, because when you look at this level here on Tesla, this is a absolutely massive level. You'll see these previous tops in 2020. You cleared it, right? And then when you pulled back down into that zone, you'll see that level then started acting as support. So if you get into this level, then I think, listen, my opinion, you got to be a buyer down there. I'll be a buyer down there. I'll tell you all that right now. I'll be a long Tesla if you get down into that zone. I also believe that when the day comes that Elon Musk announces he is stepping down as CEO of Twitter, when that day comes, when that news announcement is given, I think Tesla gaps up. So if the news happens, you know, at night after the market, like say if right now it was just announced, oh, Elon Musk stepping down as Twitter CEO, I think Tesla gaps up. So that news is coming. Supposedly, he put out the poll. He said, I'll honor the results of the poll. The poll that he did said that the majority of people wanted him to step down as the CEO of Twitter. So there was also actually news out today, a news headline that said he is actively seeking a replacement CEO. So does not say that he has found one yet, but he's actively seeking a replacement CEO. And I think that when that day comes, I think you got to be long Tesla for a multi-day bounce.
Because if the low 130s breaks, the next big support level is that 116, 17 area.
Right. So like if you see, let's say Tesla gives you this or something like that tomorrow, which, you know, at some point this thing just gets completely oversold, and you get something that looks like that, it's like I'm looking to then be buying the stock here. I'm telling you guys that now. I'm looking to be buying the stock in this region. And then if that coincides with the news update from Elon Musk of him, you know, stepping down as CEO of Twitter, you have a chance of being long that thing and getting like a $10, $12, $15, $20 move to the upside. So it's definitely out there. It's definitely possible. So I think that, I know the stock is getting pummeled right now, but this thing drops another $15 or something like that, you got to start looking at the long.
I'm going to start adding it into my long-term portfolio. Actually, I'm looking for us to get down into like 130, maybe high 120s. I'm going to add my tier 1, and then we get into that 116 area, I'll add my tier 2 because I don't have any Tesla yet.
Oh, that's a good spot for a tier 1. That's a good spot for a tier 1. And then, yeah, I like that. Actually, that's a good spot for a tier 1. But yeah,
I never thought that day would come, but here we are, and I'm excited.
I know. Here we are, and I mean, this is one that is on my list. I did take profits on Tesla at the end of 2021. I missed this. I actually took profits on my Tesla position. I believe it was somewhere in here is where I took profits on my Tesla position when I did at the end of 2021. So I missed that extra extension there to the upside. But now I'm going to be, rebuying this thing in my long-term portfolio down here, and I'll take that any day of the week.
Quick announcement. We have our first winner tonight. Tonight we're giving away we're giving $1,000 away to 2 True Trading Group members. Tonight's first winner is 67 GTO Dude. 67 GTO Dude is the first of 2 winners tonight. You have 3 minutes to send me an email with your PayPal email to claim this giveaway. And 3-minute timer starts right now. All right.
Congratulations.
And then once that's done, in another couple minutes, we'll do the last one.
Another one I'm really intrigued with in starting to add long-term is CRM. That's another one that's getting into some pretty good support levels. So
Yeah, you're getting down to the COVID low almost. That is a huge level down here. This like 116, 115. This level is a huge level that I'm looking at there on Salesforce. I'm actually trying to short Salesforce down into those zones from an active trade perspective, guys. And the reason for that is just this flat bottom here that you have at 127. So you see the support level here at 127. And you see how the stock is sitting on it? This is what I call a lazy stock, right? Where it just sits on a support level. It's having a hard time getting off of it, right? It's having a hard time getting off of it. Now, the market, in all fairness, has not been moving to the upside. So there really hasn't been any force behind longs to step in here at this area. But if you have a day where, let's say, the SPY is green, say we gap up half a point, 0.75%, something like that, and you still are underneath 130 on CRM, if that's the case, I'm going to try to be short CRM and then look for it to break that level and then try to ride that short into what would then become the long-term portfolio buying zone. Right. And then because I think there could be a trade there for people that are looking for like an active trade. If you can get underneath that level, which I think will happen, it's just a matter of when. If it happens, over the next week or if it happens into next year. But that's a big level that I'm watching on CRM because I think if that level breaks, your next major support level is the COVID low, which is also the low of 2018. So you'll have the lows of 2018 lines up for a massive double bottom in 2020. And if you break this level of the lows of this year, you don't really have much until you get down into this area. And that's where I think this stock is going to be heading to. So you guys can put this stock on your watch list for the foreseeable future. And just know if this thing cracks 127, you could probably bet your butt I'm short.
it's trying so hard to hang on, but there's no momentum. It's trying so hard.
And look at the volume too these last 2 days. Like, look at these. Well, you can't see it. We have the thing on the bottom of the screen. But if you see like these volume bars these last 2 days, I mean, there's just nothing there. It's just sitting on top of this level. And whatever buying pressure is there is getting churned through. So like I'm going to look for like maybe you have like a gap up day where like you see how like maybe it gaps up like this because like the market gaps up. But then if it very quickly goes red, I'm going to be short on that. And my stop will be probably somewhere around that high of the day. I'll look to take profit off in front of 127 just in case it doesn't break. But I'm going to try to hold the bulk of that position for a break of 127. And that's going to be a huge payday. If that play works out, that's going to be a huge payday for us. It'll be a big trade. That's the type of trade that members can grab 100% gain on put options, stuff like that. Like that's the kind of trade that this can be. So it is on my watch list, and it will stay on my watch list for the foreseeable future. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about anything in particular? Now would be the time to ask if anybody has any questions about anything in particular. Don't be shy, guys. If you have any questions, fire away. Yes, can you cover Disney? Disney, big disappointment with Avatar. They fell short on their expectations for Avatar, even though I think it was the second highest grossing weekend of the year, but they had higher expectations for Disney. stock's been pummeled. When you start looking at, support levels for Disney, you've got a gap fill that is down here around its current price. This like 86, 87 is a gap fill. After that, you're looking at 80. And that's just an absolutely massive level. I mean, you have to go back, okay, to 2014. You have to go back to 2014 to find $80 as a support level. So I'm going to draw this line across $80, and I want you to follow me on this. That is the low of the year. Okay, you go back and you look at this support level there in 2000. It's actually the low of the year is 76. But you look at right here. There's your pivot support level in 2014, and then there is your support level in 2020. And as you pan this over, here you sit. So you have a little bit more room to the downside before you get to another massive level of support. So I don't know. Do you think Disney is less valuable of a company today than it was in 2014? Or do you think it's more valuable? That stock has gotten beaten to death. But I think that $80 level looks pretty sweet to me.
That's another one in the beginning of next year that I want to start looking at adding.
Yeah. I mean, it's just one hell of a brand. Just one hell of a brand.
Did the winner ever respond, Adam? Nope.
No, Adam?
No,
That's too bad.
I know him. All right. I'll do the other one in a second.
Okay.
All right.
Mike, can you talk about gold, please? Sure. I was actually surprised at how weak gold was in 2022. But I actually expect gold to trade back to the upside in 2023. I'm not one of these people that thinks gold is going to go to the moon, but I do think it's a good inflationary and recession hedge for 2023. This is the GLD. It's an ETF that tracks gold. This is not actually spot price of gold. I just pulled up the GLD ETF. But I think you can trade up to GLD can trade up to like 185, 190, something like that. It's at 170 right now. It's low volatility. It's something that you guys can look for where you're not exposed to as much of the volatility as you would in the overall markets. It's a place to kind of hide out.
Someone said, please talk about FedEx. They got destroyed on their last earnings.
Oh yeah, their last earnings were vicious. This one, they're up 1%. Yeah, you got a support level here. The earnings, they beat on earnings per share. They missed on revenue, and their guide was not, I think, as bad as people were expecting, because they're implementing now some cost cutting measures. That was the big problem with FedEx in September. In September, the stock gapped down over 20%, and it was because of how much they were impacted by rising costs. And it was seen as an issue within the company. And they've implemented some new cost-cutting measures since then. And I guess investors like the fact that they're focusing on cutting costs, and the stock has stabilized after earnings. The initial move was to the downside. When the earnings came out, they actually dropped all the way down to 153, but now back to 170. I think the initial shock headline of the revenue miss, because it did miss on revenue, but then investors like the fact that they're going to be cutting costs going forward. And the plan that they have of cutting costs is causing the stock to stabilize here now at 170. I feel like, based on their earnings, I would have thought the stock would be red, but it is trading up 1%.
Held that 50-day too. I like that.
Yeah. It's also that this little previous little pivot high back here. Nike's going to be an interesting one tomorrow. This one's, this is a tough zone. This is a real tough zone for Nike. And I'm kind of thinking, depending on what happens with the market, this is like these high teens are a big level. You take a look at this and you look all the way back to the left, right? Just go back to the left. You look at 2022, those lows from that March sell-off, right? You see that, and then you broke underneath it. And every single time this stock gets to this price, it impacts the price. You held that day, then you gapped underneath it, and then it became resistance. And you rallied back above it. For a week, it became support. Then you gapped back underneath it, and then it became resistance when you tested it in August. And the sell-off ensued. Then you rallied back up in December, and it became resistance on that test on the CPI day. And then now it's resistance again on earnings. So this is a big level of resistance for Nike. We'll see if it's able to push through that level. I actually think there could be a fade here tomorrow where maybe if this thing opens at 115 and then right off the open, it shoots to like 117. I might even try to be short in front of 118, 119, and then see if there's a fade there where the stock puts in a candle that looks something like this, where you have this gap up, right? You have this gap up and you push into that resistance, right? And then you just kind of like fade it out and you put in a candle that looks something like this. And it kind of fades it out.
It's just such a big level, to gap up into that. It's hard to break through that, especially if you don't get a big bounce in the market.
Exactly. And that's a thing. And Jess brings up a really good point, guys. And this is something you can take for a technical analysis lesson. When you have a major level like this and a stock gaps into it, it's very hard for the stock to break through it without some type of recharging its battery. So when a stock gaps up like this, is a big gap up. It exerts a lot of energy for that stock. So it's like imagine if you ran a marathon, right? Imagine if you ran a marathon first, and then you had to go and like rock climb a wall. Okay. It's going to be really challenging for you to rock climb a wall after you just ran a marathon because you're tired. But after you run the marathon, you hang out for a couple of days and you rest, relax, recharge, recover. Doing that rock climb wall becomes very easy, right? And you can really climb over that wall. So when a stock gaps up, but is still under the resistance level, it's tough for a stock to still have enough energy to run the marathon and then climb above the wall. So oftentimes what you'll see is stocks attempt that level and then pull back off of it, consolidate for a couple of days, rest, recharge your battery, then go and then break through it. Those gap ups into levels. Now, if Nike was here right now, that's a different story because now you would have gapped above the level. And then if that were the case, I'd be looking for a pullback into that zone tomorrow morning, in which case I would then be long and look for the stock to then move off that level. But since you're still underneath it, you got to be careful of it pulling away from this level to consolidate. All right. So there you guys have it. So that's nice little technical lessons there.
I hate when stocks gap up and it's good for the short, but like when members ask me about the longs, it's so hard to long something in front of such a big level like that.
Yes.
So I always tell them wait for the pullback, let the stock consolidate, and then look for the long through the level.
Yeah. I agree. We got to welcome Mohammed. Mohammed's the newest member of the group. Everybody welcome Mohammed. Welcome to the family. 10 of those spots are left now, guys. So the next 10 people to go to ttgoffer.com and enter the coupon code TTG121. You look at the $1,000 price point. The price will drop to $1,000. There are no upsells for courses or tools. So all the courses and all the tools, they're all included. The $1,000. You're also going to get the one-on-one mentor session with Jess, myself, any one of the other mods that you guys wish to do your one-on-one with. And you will also get the double your money back guarantee. So if you can't make the $1,000 membership fee back at least once after going through our courses, passing our quizzes, and attending a study group, I'm going to give you back $2,000, and you're going to keep the free laptop. Our gift to you guys: get yourselves ready and get yourselves prepared for next year. The time to learn is now, not next year. Learn now so you are prepared for next year. Don't let next year slap you in the face, and then you're trying to scramble and learn in the middle of the chaos. Learn now, prepare yourselves so you can benefit from what's to come, and then you'll have the wherewithal to control your emotions and make investment decisions in some companies that are going to be at depressed valuations that will benefit you 3, 5, 7 years down the road and help build wealth for you and your family. That's the game plan. That's the playbook for next year. But a lot of people are going to screw that up because a lot of people are going to think the world is ending. And I assure you, a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, I'm still going to be sitting here on these live streams with my charts, and the world will have gone on, and these stocks will have survived. Tesla will not have gone out of business. Neither will have Amazon. Neither will have AMD or Snowflake or Datadog or NVIDIA or Splunk. These companies will all still be alive. They'll all still be growing. They'll all still be thriving. It's their valuations that change. Economic cycles determine the valuations that are put on these companies as they grow or as they regress. You are about to experience an economic cycle that is going to see these valuations contract, coming off of what was a 10-year, ridiculous bull market run that saw the valuations and premiums on those valuations expand to unrealistic and unsustainable levels. You're about to get a reset of that. That reset should not scare you. That reset should make you excited. You know how excited people were when Rivian IPO'd and it was $140 a share? How come now you're not excited about Rivian? Why? Do you not like the company anymore? Or is it because the valuation has changed that you no longer like Rivian? The company is still Rivian. It's actually a better company today than it was in 2021. But the stock is at $21, not $140. But you loved it at $140. Now what? Now that it's at 21, you're not excited about it. Listen, I don't own Rivian. I actually have no plans on owning Rivian. I'm just using this as an example because everybody loved it. And I got ridiculed for this. When this company went public in November of last year, everybody was asking me, Mike, are you putting Rivian in your long-term portfolio? And my answer was, I wouldn't put Rivian in my long-term portfolio with your money. That was the answer that I gave people in November. And for the first 3 days of its IPO, the stock went up. And all those people were like, oh, idiot, you don't know what you're talking about, idiot. And I'm like, nah, actually, the company is one of the most overvalued companies in the entire stock market when it was trading at $140 a share. I could not find another company whose valuation made less sense. AMC's valuation made more sense than Rivian's when Rivian was at $140.
What's funny about people like, you're an idiot, is that move didn't happen because the company's a good company. That move happened because of momentum in the market. That's it. It was a trade.
So, this is what I'm talking about. If you like a company like Rivian, great. Then you want to buy it at a cheap valuation, not at an expensive valuation. And you like Snowflake. I love Snowflake. Okay. I'm telling you guys now that Snowflake is one of my, when I think about what's the next wave, what's the next unicorn, what's the next 10 bagger, where are investors going to find 1,000% returns like they did on Apple, Alphabet, Amazon, Microsoft. Like, what's the next Apple? What's the next Amazon, right? What are they? Don't forget, 10, 15 years ago, an investment in Apple or Amazon would have been considered a high-risk investment. Like, if you go back to 2001, that was a high-risk investment. The way that people look at, like, a Rivian as a super high-risk investment, well, if you were investing in Apple in 2001 or Amazon in 2001, that was considered an extremely high-risk investment. Now, they're the juggernauts and the biggest companies in the world. What's the next wave? Apple's not going to go up 1,000% in your long-term portfolio. Okay, Apple's not going to go from a $2 trillion market cap. It's not going to go to a $30 trillion market cap. Okay, what is the next round of companies that are going to give you those kind of returns over the course of a decade? Where is it going to come from? I think Snowflake is one of those companies. I think Datadog could be one of those companies. Splunk has that kind of potential. The AMDs and NVIDIAs of the world have that kind of potential. It's those companies that are nowhere near the caliber or size of an Alphabet, Apple, Amazon today that can grow into become industry-leading juggernauts in the industries that they operate in. It's those companies that you should be excited about owning at discounted valuations, because the company's valuations are going to get depressed because they are not yet as established as Apple. But that's where opportunity lies. And it's the people that have the wherewithal to recognize that opportunity next year that are going to make the most money in the next 3, 5, 7, 10 years. You know how many people, you all have that friend. You all have that friend that put like $1,000 into Apple 20 years ago and sold it and bought a vacation home. You all have that friend. You all have that friend that put money into Alphabet 20 years ago, sold it, and paid for all their kids' college tuitions. You all have that friend. And you all say, oh, Jim and Marcia, they're so lucky. They're so lucky. They're not lucky. They're not lucky. Luck's got nothing to do with it. Having a clear mind to recognize a company that you believe in, to invest in it and buy it during a down cycle when the valuations are depressed, and holding on to that company and that investment for many years to come because you believe it's going to be a leader in its industry. Jim could have bought Apple 20 years ago. He could have sold it 15 years ago. Would not have had enough money to buy a vacation home. Their children still would have had to take out student loans and paid for them until they're in their late 30s. But they held on to it. That next wave is coming. And it starts next year because the cycle resets next year. The cycle resets. That's why you should be excited for it. That's why I'm excited for it. Because if you had the wherewithal to invest in the stock market during the 2020 crash and the 2020 recession, you made an absurd amount of money over the last couple of years. If you had the wherewithal to invest in the stock market in 2008, when that recession hit, you made an obscene amount of money over the last several years. If you had the wherewithal to invest in 2002, when the dot-com bubble burst and the economy went into a recession, you made an obscene amount of money over the years. Every single recession that you have ever seen in the stock market has been followed by another growth and expansion cycle that has made investors obscene amounts of money. Why? They've made obscene amounts of money because the valuations that are there during the recession are discounts. That's when you take advantage. That whole buy low, sell high thing that you hear, that's how you make money in the stock market. Yeah. Well, recessions are the perfect time to buy low. We got to welcome Elias. Elias is the newest member of the group. There's 9 of those spots now remaining. There are 9. There are 9 spots remaining. Elias, there are 9 spots remaining. Okay. 9 spots remaining. Go to ttgoffer.com, enter the coupon code TTG121. Click apply code. The price will flash green. It'll drop to $1,000. That's it. That's all you pay. You'll get the free laptop. You don't have to enter your address. You'll get a welcome email. Okay. You'll get a welcome email after you guys subscribe. And there'll be instructions in there how to claim your free laptop. You have any questions, send a text to 786-505-4049.
Hey, someone asked me on the stream what I'm going to do. What's my plan with Roblox? Can I go over that real quick?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So I'm looking for Roblox to get up to 30 any time the market bounces. I'm looking for $30 to be resistance. And I'm going to short the crap out of that thing.
You're going to poop all over this thing.
Yep, because that is a huge level for Roblox. And you have your daily trend line sitting right at that level. So I'm looking for an update in the market for us to reject there. And then I'm looking to short it at 30.
There you guys have it. So here you guys can see on Roblox, there's that level that Jess was talking about. You see support. We broke it. Massive volume day. This was actually earnings, if I'm not mistaken. And then, right? Was that earnings for Roblox? No, that was their active users. Earnings was back here in November. This was an update on their users, I believe. Yeah, that was an update on users. But on a move back up to 30, you look for a move back up to 30, and then you look for that to become resistance, and then you look for the stock to pull back off of that level.
Because it's the same idea as CRM, like the support level it's sitting beneath right now is on such light volume. So if we just trickle up to that level, I don't think it stands a chance. So yeah. I'm going to watch it like a hawk.
Same. Yeah, we got some really good setups that we're eyeing here, guys. That Salesforce, Roblox, we're eyeing these setups to be ready to pull the trigger when these prices are reached. Okay, we got a comment here from Bert. It says, guys, my mom bought Costco, Lockheed Martin, Google, and Amazon, etc. years ago. I can't emphasize the importance of a long-term portfolio for your retirement. This is the best advice that he is giving. Yeah, guys. I mean, listen, all I do when I come on these live streams, I tell you what I'm doing with my money. You guys take it for however you want, but I share with you my decisions. I share with you my movements with my capital, and I share with you my beliefs, my opinions, and my analysis, as I always do. And I do my very best to give you guys actionable information that can help you make decisions, make better decisions, hopefully, right? So that's why we do this. I hope you guys, if you guys like it, smash that like button, show us some love. Make sure you turn on your notifications. You never want to miss out on any of these lives because we do this 6 days a week. And we drop golden nuggets in here on the regular. All right, folks. So there we have it. All right, guys. Have we got a second winner, Adam, or we need a moment? We are not yet ready.
Do you want me to talk about some things I'm looking at long if the market bounces tomorrow, or
let's do it?
All right. So Meta had a strong day today. I'm looking for 116 to hold support. 116 is a level of support for Meta. So we pushed above that level today intraday, if Mike wants to show it there on a screen. And we held that level. So on any pullback, I'm looking at 116 on Meta. And then I'm also watching Etsy again. Etsy is very interesting because it's holding 125, 124 area really well during this market sell-off. So I'm watching that level. I want to actually, my plan for that is I want to see us push through 129. And then on any pullback, I'm looking for 129 to hold support. with a stop around like 127.50. And then I'm looking for us to push up into that next resistance, which is honestly up around like 135-ish.
Yeah. You got some minor levels here. Like you have a minor level at 130. You've got a gap fill at 133, and then you got structure at like 135. And these are the levels that we're looking at here, guys, for Etsy. The support level's down here around 124. This is your support level. It's held it now for 4 consecutive trading days. You guys can see right down here, you can see just a baseline. For the 4 consecutive trading days, we've held this level. But what has the stock market done for 4 consecutive trading days? Let's look at the SPY. What's the SPY done for 4 consecutive trading days? We've gone down.
Victor Torres.
Victor Torres is the second winner. Congratulations, Victor Torres. You have 3 minutes to send an email to the email address that was listed in the giveaway instructions.
Yep. And you have to send your PayPal email to there.
All right.
Congratulations, Victor.
Congrats, Victor. So you can see as the market's been selling off, Etsy has been going sideways, right? So that's a sign of relative strength. So what Jess is referring to is this resistance here at 129. If we can get above that level, right, give me a break through that with some increase in volume, then you watch for the pullback into that level to be a buyer to then get the upside move to start to get up into these resistance zones. And that can be a beautiful trade for us there on Etsy. And then going back to Meta, great eye on this one, Jess. Meta has an absolute wall at 124. If Meta can get through 124, you can see the resistance here over the last several weeks. And when you go back and you look to the left, you'll find this double bottom back here from October. Okay, so there's that double bottom at 124. And then there's the resistance now at 124. You see how it was support, now it's resistance. You want to look to see, can Meta get through this level? If Meta gets through this level, it is a straight shot to fill this gap. And that gap takes you right around 130. And here's that gap. This is the big earnings gap down. Remember when Meta had the big gap down because of earnings? A move back to 130 fills the gap. But you got to get through 124. So just like Jess was saying, if you get above Etsy 129, you watch for the pullback to be a buyer in front of 129 for the move to the 130 into the mid 130s. Same type of idea applies to Meta. You look for Meta, you break through 124, you buy in front of 124, you look for the push to 130. But I think that what Jess was saying, I agree with, which is the support level that's there now around 116. So if you get, for example, let's say Meta tomorrow off the bell is, let's say, down here around 116, there's a possibility of a dip buy here around 116 with stop losses. I would say 114.50. 114.50 was a nice little level here for Meta. If you look at that level of support and then you look at this level of support, right? You guys can see that intraday today and then intraday yesterday. There's a nice little level there. You gapped under it today, but you took it back instantly and then climbed higher. So if you watch your pullbacks tomorrow, there is opportunities there to be long in front of that level and then look for the more upside. And then if that's the case, if you can get long closer to this area, that puts you in an excellent position because now as a stock climbs higher, you can take profits here in front of 124, which is the huge resistance level. So you can reduce your risk, lock in gains, because expect a pullback off that level. And you don't want to get shaken out of your long on the pullback in case the stock breaks through 124 and makes the push to 129, 130. And that, my friends, could be a monster 10, 11, 12 point move for you over the course of 2 or 3 days.
With a 1 R in risk, a 1.5 R in risk.
Exactly. And
Victor didn't claim it either.
Oh, wow, guys. All right, so we got 2 people here today that did not claim the giveaway.
Well, the other guy, let me just make sure that they didn't claim it. 1 second.
Are people sick of getting free money now or what?
No, but the other guy claimed it late after the a solid amount of time after the timer went off, and Victor just hasn't done it. So looks like we're giving away another $2,000. We'll give away $2,000 tomorrow, as well until we get a winner.
All right, I like the sound of that. Okay, so we'll be doing that. We'll be doing it again tomorrow. Then we'll be giving away another $2,000 tomorrow on the live stream. So there you guys have it.
Well, not another 2,000, just the same 2,000.
Right, the same 2,000.
Do you have your heater on your chair, Mike?
Oh, there's Hung Low. Hung Low sucks.
I'm extremely jealous of your chair, I must say.
I do actually.
When I'm freezing in my chair, I'm like, only it had heating in it.
Oh wait! I just accidentally pulled the plug out when I just leaned over to grab the remote. So now my heater's off.
You know you're a big baller when you have to plug in your chair.
It's so nice. It's heated. It's got massagers in it.
It's like $200.
Yeah, it's not. It's like $240. It's not a lot.
But do you get on Amazon or what?
I got a question from somebody that is actually like I'm also curious about this. It's kind of off topic, but I'm wondering if you could maybe answer it. You good? When you worked at the hedge fund, the name of the fund was T3 Alpha Fund, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. You worked there in 2008?
Yeah.
And it was in New York City?
Yes.
And it was on where? William and Wall?
Corner of William and Wall.
Corner of William and Wall.
Black building. Starbucks on the bottom.
Were you a licensed trader?
So before 08, you didn't need to be licensed. After the 08-09 crash, the FINRA changed all the rules where you need different certifications now.
Got it. So you were never a licensed trader because you didn't have you didn't have to be
broker like a Series 7. No, because you didn't need it at that time.
Got it.
I wasn't giving financial advice to other people, so you didn't need it. Now, even if you're just a prop trader, you need specific licenses to be a prop trader now. So a lot of stuff changed after 08-09.
Got it. Okay. All right. No, that was a question somebody had, and I, wanted to, I wanted to ask the question. Also, one more question. With the Trader of the Year award that you won there, what was the criteria that you won that on?
It was just decided on by the 5 owners and partners of the fund. There were 3 awards issued. I was one of the recipients.
Were you one of the youngest that have ever won it at that firm?
I'm the second youngest to have ever won it.
Mm-hmm. That firm today is T3 Live, right?
Yes.
That's the same T3 Live that's on CNBC and everywhere else?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I know that was random and out of the blue, but I just wanted to I just wanted to, I wanted to just answer those were some good questions that I got that, look, we're extremely transparent. We don't shy away from anything.
Yeah.
And that's it. So, all right. I know that was random, but I appreciate you.
No, listen, dude, I always say, if you guys have questions about anything, you have questions about me, you have questions about Adam, you have questions about TTG, you have questions about the platform, anything, just ask us. We're full open book. We're fully transparent. Just ask.
Cool.
All right. All right, folks. Well, I think that wraps up the live stream here today. That wraps up the live stream here today. What I'm going to do now is I'll actually show you guys the actual platform that is True Trading Group. So you can see the courses, you can see the tools, you can see all the resources, you can see all that stuff. So you'll know exactly what the $1,000 is going to get you. If you are not interested in a membership at all, Now you may sign off the live stream because we're done with the educational stuff and the analysis.
How is someone going to know that they're watching this later that they're still getting it?
So when you go to ttgoffer.com and you enter the coupon code TTG121 and click apply code, if the price says $1,000 after you click apply code, you know you're still getting one of the 9 spots.
Right.
Because after these 9 spots are fulfilled, the price will say $12.07.
Bro, this guy that's posting the pornographic link stuff, it's getting a little crazy, bro, because now he's talking about like hot photos of my sister.
You're just going to throw your sister out there like that, man?
You're just going to throw your sister out there? Bro, where are you from?
He's just pimping out his sister. This is wild.
You can't do that to your sister, man.
2022. It's just things are wild out here.
Yo, who wrote your ad copy?
Yeah. You guys aren't very good at your job.
Yeah, that's a terrible, like a terrible like hot photo of my sister. It's not even written well.
You could have put of.
Yeah, like hot photo of my sister.
You know, that would work.
Yeah. Doug, why are you shorting your own family? Somebody buy puts on this dude's family. What are you doing?
That was great.
Anyway.
Yeah. This is like the most exposure they've ever gotten. Because it's like on the screen and not just
on the screen. They're like, yeah!
Oh my goodness!
We did it!
He's calling his sister right now.
He'll be like, you'll never believe what happened. You're totally famous right now. So many people are gonna like your hot photo because you my sister.
Your OnlyFans, it's gonna blow up.
Right.
Adam,
you got a bunch of weird people going to OnlyFans typing in my sister. Right, that's all you get. There is no more.
Anyway, good point. Sassy goes, Adam will show you how to market your business much better. Hire him. This is true.
I mean, if you just send me all the pictures of your hot sister, I'll do it for free. And oddly enough, Nicole BJ thinks it's funny.
Oh. That wasn't nice. Nicole's a nice girl. Well,
Kevin saying OMG.
Kevin knows what's up. All right, guys. That wraps it up. It's time for dinner. If you are not interested in a membership, you guys can sign off, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Make sure you never miss these lives. But if you are interested in the membership, stick around. I'll show you the platform. I'll show you everything you get access to, because $1,000 is all inclusive, right? So you guys will obviously be getting access to our chat room. Okay, now our chat room is where the moderators and I will share our screens with you, so you see what we see. We're live on the microphone, calling out our trades in real time. You know, giving you market commentary, answering questions. We're with you the entire trading day, from pre-market all the way through to the market close. We're not gone after an hour or two and you're left to fend for yourselves. Okay. You're also going to use the mobile app. The mobile app will let you see the screen share, listen to the audio commentary, and also get real-time push notifications when the moderators enter or exit trades. So that is how you're able to follow along with what we're doing in chat, even if you guys are not in front of your computer. You're also going to get 2 private study group sessions with a mod so that you could ask questions and really speed up that learning curve. You're going to get Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed. This is a live breaking up to the second news alert service that would cost you over $1,000 a year if you went to Benzinga directly. It's included with your membership to True Trading Group when you pay $1,000. You'll also get TradingView's premium charting software. That's about $600 a year. It is included with your membership when you join True Trading Group. You're going to get the Trade Ideas scanner, which is the industry standard scanner. It streams live on our platform every day. This is included for the $1,000. You get a simulator from ETNA that lets you trade stocks and options with fake money, so you can practice what you are learning before you trade your real money. Please use the simulator. Prove you can make money on the sim before you risk your hard-earned cash. This will cost you just under $1,000 if you go to ETNA directly. It's free with your membership when you join True Trading Group. You're also going to be getting access to our own proprietary scanner that's very similar to FinViz Elite and lets you create custom scans. You get dark pool data, unusual options activity, and options flow. Okay? This data is very expensive if you pay for it on your own. It is included with your membership when you join True Trading Group. You get a trading journal that tracks your trades and gives you statistics and numbers so you can see what you're doing wrong. You get a social sentiment scanner that'll go through Reddit, StockTwits, and Twitter and tell you what ticker symbols are being mentioned most so you can stay ahead of the crowd. You'll get analyst ratings on any stock you're interested in the PDF report. Shows you exactly how many analysts have a buy, sell, or hold rating, whether or not there's been insider buying or insider selling, what the short data is. And then you get a watch list, several watch lists every day from the mods and I, where we tell you what stocks we're looking at with a game plan on how we plan on trading them. So you know exactly where to focus your attention day in, day out. Then you get the courses, a simplified version of what I learned when I worked at the fund in New York, went through a 3-month educational training program. This is a simplified version of that. And then the other members, moderators of True Trading Group have added and expanded upon this curriculum. You get access to every single course, all 22 of them. There are no upsells for additional courses. There's no VIP course that costs more money after you join. Every course is included. Beginner courses, advanced courses, options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto, futures. We've got it all. Then you get a video library that has over 400 hours of workshops and webinars of us covering different various topics with our members. And then you can actually attend all these workshops live once you become a full-time member. Now, it's time you invested in something real, guys. Prepare yourself for next year. Get a real education. Get access to real tools. Join a community that generally gives a damn whether or not you succeed or fail. Now, I can't guarantee you're going to be successful just because you joined True Trading Group. But what I can guarantee is if you go through the courses, pass the quizzes, attend one study group, and don't make the $1,000 membership fee back at least once during your membership, I'll give you back $2,000. That's the commitment that I will make to you. You commit to us, I commit to you. You join True Trading Group, we are in business together. And that is how we back up what we are saying here today by offering you that, by being held accountable to you. I don't think you need it since we've only had to give it to 2.6% of our members, but it's there for peace of mind. Go to ttgoffer.com, enter the coupon code TTG121, click apply code. The price will drop to $1,000. You'll see the laptop and the checkout cart. After 9 people join, it'll no longer say 1,000, it'll say 1,207. That's how you know if you're one of the 9. If you're watching this later after it's already aired, if it says 1,000 after you enter the coupon code, you're good to go. If you have any questions about this membership, or if you are a trial member, were once a trial member previously, or were once an annual member previously, send us a text message 786, look at Jess, 505-4049, and we will take care of you guys. If you have any questions about the membership, text us to the number at the bottom of your screen, 786-505-4049. Thanks for joining me tonight, guys. Hope you enjoyed this live. I sure as hell did. Subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, turn on your notifications. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Maybe we'll do something cool and special for you guys when we hit that 100K subscribers. Thanks for joining me tonight, guys. I love you all. Have a great night. See you in chat.